the biggest challenges and opportunities for the building sector, I'd like to focus on the opportunities because we are faced with unprecedented opportunities in terms of government commitments in this area going forward. They are already committed to making energy efficiency a national infrastructure priority and have already committed significant funding going forward over several years. There will be arguments over whether that is enough, but the commitment is there, and to reducing emissions significantly from the building stock, but also to addressing the problem of fuel poverty where people can't afford to heat their homes adequately. And so our workshop today really reflected those two issues, feeling that we should have a very, very high ambition for our homes in the future being low carbon, affordable to heat, warm, comfortable, places where people want to live, will enjoy living, and also places where they work equally are comfortable, healthy places to work. And at the same time, we felt that that can be delivered in such a way that it is actually achieving a lot of the Fairer Scotland agenda, that it actually makes people's lives better and reduces inequalities in our society because they no longer are paying a poverty premium for energy because their buildings are so energy efficient, and we've been able to generate more affordable kinds of energy. So our workshop really came up with their three main opportunities were that we should have a joined-up policy on energy efficiency that is tackling both domestic and non-domestic homes with a high aspiration of homes, the buildings should be achieving their absolute optimal performance in terms of energy, and in essence, people should have free energy bills because we're both generating and consuming energy. And that should be done in a way that is monitored, measured, so that we're learning from past performance and always improving that. We're including all stakeholders in how those programs are developed, and that we're educating and engaging with society about the value of these healthy homes and energy efficient homes, and why they should value those not only in their lives and their enjoyment of their homes, but also reflected in how much they will invest in energy efficiency and how the market will then respond to that by valuing energy efficient homes. So that in a nutshell was, a joined up policy, engaging people on the value of energy efficient, healthy homes, and lastly, to make sure all of that is done within the context of a fair and socially just Scotland so that everyone can enjoy a healthy, energy efficient home. Well, Scotland has very ambitious climate targets within 2020 targets, but also looking ahead to 2050. And they have already recognized that buildings and energy efficiency have a significant role to play there because it is often the least expensive way and easiest way to achieve those emissions reductions. And so they've identified that as a priority. So we have a lot of the technology is already in place. It's just a matter of getting it, we have a lot of the technology, and it's a matter of getting it into buildings to make sure that they are performing the best that they can do so. So I think Scotland can set an example to the rest of Europe and other parts of the world of how do you actually take what we have is quite a cold and drafty housing stock, quite old buildings and quite precious buildings in terms of our historic and cultural heritage. And how do you make those the best that they can be of these warm and affordable homes and places to work? And we have developed a lot of that technology, and we can show how through this infrastructure approach to investment that it's not only good for the homes and the people that live in them, but it's fantastic in terms of reducing bills to the NHS because it improves people's health and well-being. It creates jobs throughout all of Scotland, and also it provides us energy security for the future because we're not so reliant on imports of energy. And a lot of these methods can be exported to other countries in terms of their efforts to retrofit their buildings and look at new energy systems of localized community energy where you're balancing generation and demand. I think what was very positive about today's event was the mix of people in the room, that you had both those who were from government, from the third sector, from business, all contributing to this ambition, which was unquestioned, that Scotland should be, reaching very high on its emissions reductions, and that is specifically the case in buildings, that there was no question that we should be doing more on the energy efficiency and high performance of our buildings. And each of them come to the table with solutions and ideas about how that can be achieved. And it was a real strong message to me that we need to involve those voices much more closely in the development of the government's climate plan, so that it actually is Scotland's plan, where all the stakeholders, all the people that have to help deliver that plan are involved right up front and bought into that, and will have a much greater chance of success if that is the case.